Welcome to another episode today of the Business Club or the Entrepreneurs Club. We're glad to have you. Today, we're going to talk about something that's very, very important and very valuable. For some people, it's something that's not fun, and we want to know why it's fun, why it's important, why we need to do it, and also enjoy doing it. And that's the business plan. A lot of times, I have a talent, I enjoy that talent, and that's all I'm focused on. I'm not about to write 3 or 5 or 10 pages of a business plan. I just want to do what I enjoy doing. If it's cooking, I want to start my restaurant and start doing the food. If it's accounting, I want to be able to do people's taxes and financial services. I don't want to sit and write a 3, 4, 5, 10 page document called a business plan. So today we want to talk about what goes in a business plan and why is it important? Why so valuable? Why should I enjoy creating the business plan myself? So the business plan basically is a document, and the structure might change, but there's some core sections or chapters that should be in there. The first one is you start with the company information, where you want to talk about the company. What kind of a company is this? How is it structured? What is it going to do? So the company information. After that, it's the mission and vision of the company. One thing that's nice about writing a business plan is as you're writing it, it's making you sharper on what you're trying to do. Because I know I want to open a restaurant. I know I want to do accounting services. I know I want to do whatever it is. But when I'm writing down a mission statement, when I'm writing down the vision of what we're doing, then I need to focus on what are the important things? What's our mission statement? What do we need to? And as I'm thinking about it, now I have to fine tune my thoughts, and it's very valuable to go through that exercise. Number 3 is the location. Again, the location is very valuable in terms of what neighborhood, what area, the traffic that goes around in that area. So as I'm picking my location, it makes me think, not just generically, not that, hey, there's a location empty in this side of town, but it's going to be what's the value of this location? Is there enough traffic going by this location? Is there enough customers in this area? How's the competition? Is it good to be around the competition here? Or is it a bad idea and I should go to a place where there isn't a whole lot of competition? Is this the demographic that I'm looking for? Older generation, younger generation, the background? Is this who's going to be my number one customers, and so on and so forth? Number 4 is the legal structure. What kind of corporation is this going to be? And kind of deciding on it, as we mentioned in a different episode about the different kind of corporations and how you could set that up. After that is the hours of operation. That makes a big difference. Am I going to be open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or is this a place where it's open from noon to 12 o'clock at night? And what days of the week is it working? What days is it closing? All of that, because that's going to affect my customers, affect me, affect my schedule, my employees, and so on. Management structure and key personnel. Again, is this where I'm the president of the company and there's a vice president or 2 vice presidents, and then how many managers under that and how many departments we have? How am I going to run it? Who are the key players that are going to grant success for us? My sales team, my marketing team, my operations, and my manufacturing, anything. Who are my key players that are going to help me be profitable? After that is industry analysis and competition research. Industry analysis is that, okay, if I'm selling beauty products, how much money is in beauty products? How much money do people spend in beauty products? Now that I have a general idea and I know there's a lot of money there, now I can go in and look at the competition. In the area that I'm in, where are people buying the most from? Who am I competing with? I'm competing with this store and that store. Well, if I'm, let's say, hair products, next to me is Salad Beauty Supply and this beauty supply location and so on. Let's say 40% of the people buy from here, 60% of the people buy online. So I need to have presence online that's competitive with the other 60%. And my store needs to have whatever to compete with the local, the 40% of customers that are buying from this store and that store. How can I differentiate myself? How can I compete with them? How can I attract more people to come to my store as well? Next is the marketing strategy. How am I going to market this? How am I going to get more customers? Again, marketing differs. If it's an older generation, I don't expect them to be on TikTok or Instagram, but rather maybe, again, traditional, maybe it's more emails, maybe it's more websites and things on YouTube. Versus a younger generation, maybe this is a teen product that I'm selling for teenagers, then TikTok and Instagram could be more viable. Maybe it's 30 to 40, and more people like that are using Facebook and so on. So you want to kind of calibrate and optimize your marketing machine and finding all the different ways, the electronics. So you're thinking about emails, your web presence, so your website, your social media. You're thinking of your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube channel, the print. So you're thinking about T-shirts. You can go to something like vistaprint.com. At Vistaprint, you can print T-shirts and flyers and banners and pens and calendars that have your logo and your telephone number and so on. So again, the marketing strategy becomes something that's very important. Finally, in the business plan, you want to include your funding needs and financial projections. How much do I need to open shop, to set up shop today? Rent, bills, expenses, payroll for the first few months, and so on. And then projections. Here's my forecast. Here's how much money I think I'm going to make in the first month, in the first 30 days, the first 60 days, the first 90 days, the first year, the first quarter. So as I'm writing those numbers down, it really makes me more successful. It makes me more envisioning my success, seeing my challenges, making sure that I'm working through it before I actually am in the playground. So the exercise of creating a business plan is amazing. It's such a beautiful thing because you get to see what you're going to do. Now, if all of this is not reason enough to create a business plan, here are a couple of other reasons. Reason number one, it's a roadmap. As we said, it basically shows me how I'm going to go through this business. It makes me more success driven. Reason number two, I go to a venture capitalist or anybody that wants to invest money in my company. I say, hey, I'm going to open this store, this beauty supply store. I'm going to open this trucking company. I'm going to open this restaurant. And I would like you to invest $50,000 with me. They're going to answer, especially if they're venture capitalists. They're going to say, guess what? That's pennies to us. We can give you $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. That's nothing. But we need one thing from you, your business plan. So whenever you go to people to invest, more than likely they have the money. Or there's other people that have the money and more. But what they want to make sure is they're not dumping the money. They want to put it into a bucket where it's going to come back with profits sooner or later. And the best way to do that is they're going to ask you for, first and foremost, your business plan, especially when you're a new business. And that's why it's very valuable, especially if you go in front of investors, you go in front of venture capitalists, you got to have that. The third thing is SBA, Small Business Administration. So pretty much in every single state and sometimes most cities, you would have an SBA office, a Small Business Administration office. Look them up, go visit them. They will mentor you through it. They will sit with you and write your small business plan and help you with it. Not only that, but if you have a good, solid business plan, sometimes they'll give you a loan, sometimes profit-free, that's up to $25,000 for you to start your business. And so that's one of the reasons, again, that this business plan is something that's very important. It's a roadmap. It shows me how I'm going to succeed in my business. It's going to attract investors and venture capitalists. And with the case of SBA, they can help me through it, but also we can probably get up to $25,000 on it. Now, I'm going to actually have us look at a couple of business plans together. So here's an example of a business plan. Let's look at this together. For a food store. And basically what you're going to see, as we mentioned earlier, is an executive summary describing, again, the people, the office, the corporation, and the higher level. A little bit of background gives you some information about the company. So if they were going in front of an investor, they give them that, the person reads it, and now they have an idea of who started it, when it started, a description of the products that this company is providing. Now let's get into the market description. Okay, well, here's the things. There's dairy products, there's gourmet products. Now let's look at the competition. Now that we know did the industry research and analysis, let's look at the competition. Well, here's the competitors. Here's who sells the same product that we do or similar products. Here's their strength, but also here's their weakness. So now we can differentiate ourselves and compete with those competitors. Let's look at our marketing strategy. How can we market our products so people are attracted to us and generate more leads? In this case, they manufacture. So here's their manufacturing plans, financial projections. Now we're talking money. We're talking the dollar amount. So here's what expected sales are going to be. Here's the cost of what we have. Let's look at operating expenses, the regular expenses, such as labor, the employment and how much we're paying them, utilities, the regular bills, insurance, and so on and so forth. So as I'm building, as you can see, a business plan, it pretty much covers everything that I have, and financials could go for about 3 months, 6 months, a year, even beyond that as we wish. But you can see that it materializes that concept. In this case, it's 17 pages. I've had some people write a 3 or 4 page business plan, go to the SBA and get approved for $25,000. So sometimes a 3 or 4 page might do it. Sometimes it's a lot more. In this case, here's a 43 page business plan. Okay, so here they go all the way in a lot of detail, explaining things. So in this one, they have their executive summary. Moving forward, more about the location. This is going to be a pizza store, pizzeria. So basically they're covering their location, capitalization. Here's where the money's coming from. The capital, 150 off of a person, 274 from the bank loan. The concept of what they're selling. The hours. So we said the location and the hours that they're going to be open. This is from 11 to 10. Here's what a sample menu is going to look like. So you can see it's a lot more detailed. It's something that you can easily take to the SBA or take to a venture capitalist and say, hey, here's what we have. And they can tell you're organized. They can tell you know exactly what you're trying to get. Here's what our restaurant is going to look like. You need, you know, a restroom for the men, for the women. Here's where they're going to walk. Here's the kitchen area. Here's where the manager is. The oven, the pizza oven, how we're going to prep it, if there's any seating areas within the restaurant itself. Now, more about the management team. We have a manager, an operator, an assistant manager, different things, different kind of agreements that need to be signed, industry assessment. And you can see there's a lot of detail. Like I said, this one is a little bit more detailed, the kind of marketing that they're planning to do. Not only that, but to market, they want to know their customers. They want to know the neighborhood. So based on this area, the city has 150,000 people. How many people live within 1 mile to 3 miles from there, the age groups, the ethnic background. So that way the food that you're serving, the amount of traffic that drops by. So this is what the analysis looked like, the demographic analysis in detail, competitive analysis. Let's look at the competition, who they are, what they serve, what their average prices are. So we know exactly how we can fit in with the right price. And then the marketing, how they want to collect names of people, their addresses in a database and be able to email them on a regular basis through email campaigns. Staffing, how we want to go about staffing, what the hourly rate is going to be and what the salaries are going to be, the different positions that we have. We're going to invest on training, operations. So you can see this is a very extensive one that's 40-some pages. Here's an example of another one. This is only 15 pages for a restaurant. It could be, but this one is more glamorous in the sense, again, you can kind of get creative with it. The first ones were just numbers and stats and so on. This one has more designs. And so if you're going in front of investors, not only yourself or the SBA, you might want to have something a little bit fancier with some images such as this one, in which they break it up that this is a restaurant business plan, information about it. Same section. So we have the executive summary describing kind of the business that you're building, the team, again, just the key players. So this is your leadership team, everybody, their title and what they do and their expertise. A business overview, the mission statement, things such as the menu and the service style. What's different about this? How do you serve your customers? Is it like a buffet where people pick up their food or you're serving them, or and that kind of a detail and deliveries? Industry and market analysis. So here's the description of the industry and how do we differentiate ourselves from the competition, what's their strength, what's their weakness, and how can we build on that? Marketing strategy, how we're going to build on it, and video marketing through different channels, public relations, social media, mail, email, through the website. Operating model, how we're going to operate our restaurant and move forward with it. More on the operating model, things such as staffing and hiring and expenses, and then financial projections. So hopefully this gives us a good idea of what a business plan looks like. Again, it could be anywhere from 3 to 4 pages to something that's more detailed of 30 or 40 pages. But the essence is what we mentioned. And it's something that, again, the more you start writing it yourself, sometimes it's very easy to write to pay someone to write it for you. But I highly recommend that you spend, a few hours creating it yourself, especially if you're the owner or one of the top executives in the company, because that way it's coming from your heart, it's coming from your vision, it's sharpening your goals rather than just pay someone to do it. And it's not fully aligned with what you'd like to see and not transparent. So it's something that's amazing. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and succeed in it. Best of luck.